Music. Yeah, there's the music. Boys, you ready to talk about the state of socials? The good, the bad, the ugly?
Mostly bad and ugly.
Mostly bad and ugly. I agree. Play the ad. This podcast is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io?
Today's drop. The state of social media, lots of updates that are actually going to affect creators across the board. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Doing so absolutely fantastic. Thank you for asking.
This is great. There is actually some really cool stuff that's coming down the pipeline, hopefully coming down the pipeline for Twitter. And I think that's where we need to start here today. So Matt Navarro, he is I guess he's kind of like a social media expert. He's got that blue check mark on Twitter. He released yesterday, he dropped a tweet, or not yesterday, it would have been Friday, talking about Twitter is actually considering a paid or subscription service. Now, this has actually been rumored for quite a while now, for back going several months. The original time I heard the rumor, I thought the rumor was more alluding to the fact that that actual Twitter accounts may be able to actually start charging for a subscription, but that's not the case. They're going to offer a subscription service for themselves. And real quick, let's just go over here what they were kind of talking about and what could be coming down the pipeline. Not anytime soon, but it's being discussed. Okay, so if you were to pay to get a subscription service for Twitter, and I'm going to actually ask you guys this, and we'll just go right down the list. Let's say $9.99 a month. Let's call it $10 a month. That would include an undo send, which means a 30-second window for you to recall, withdraw a tweet before anybody can see it. Does that sound entertaining at all to you guys? Would you entertain that idea?
Yes, I'd pay money for that. Next.
Custom colors. This one doesn't do anything for me. In addition to night mode, you can change the fonts and theme color of Twitter on your phone and computer. Background colors, links, mention, hashtags, icons can appear in whatever color you choose. Doesn't do anything for me, but
Perrin, does that do it for you? Does that turn you on?
You hype?
No, I'm completely limp over here. I don't.
Wow.
To me.
He went there.
But this video publishing though, let's go down to this one.
Do that. Yeah.
That one's sexy. Let's do that one.
Okay, so video publishing, and by the way, I don't think there's never been a week of us doing this show where we haven't made fun of Twitter videos somehow. So this one I think is ideal for all of us and anyone who's an actual creator. You could publish videos up to 5 times longer than current default, with a much higher maximum resolution, 8,192 by 8,192.
I mean, I've been looking to live stream in 8,192 my entire life. So like, I definitely have the 200 megabit upload speed required to do that. So Twitter, you really understand your audience. Good job.
Yeah, I don't know how much this would actually change the platform, because Twitter, it is one of those that you're moving fast through the timeline. You're not giving anything too much attention, really. So I don't know if increasing the video length would help maybe kind of stabilize that, bring down or actually increase the attention span, like per tweet. I don't know, but I feel like this needs to be done. I feel like this is well overdue.
5 times longer isn't actually that much longer.
It's like 10-minute videos, right?
Yeah. So it's still like not that great. You still really can't do like a live stream, but at least you could have, some better, longer form video content. You still can't have like an episode of something or like. So it's still a short duration. I don't know. I would pay for that to be longer. I would expect it to be longer.
Yeah, but they're probably not thinking that users are going to be watching long form content on Twitter. They're going to want to watch short form only forever.
Yeah, they're sticking true to the niche. Yeah.
And the thing is, you can live stream on Twitter. I mean, we're live streaming on Twitter right now, and Twitch, and DLive, and Facebook, and YouTube. And if you want to use Restream.io, link in our bio to that, and use code DROP25, DROP25, DROP25. Next item.
Badges. You get a badge on your profile that links to your businesses you own or work for. Like they give an example, a journalist can have a badge showing the magazines they write for. I think in the era of quote unquote fake news, I think that can be important.
Oh yeah, this is definitely important. I mean, getting a verification for your account is nearly impossible. And recently they tweeted out something like hey, if you want to get they were like trolling people or something, saying, hey, if you want to get verification, reply to this thread or whatever, and then they didn't let you reply. And what they didn't realize is that that wasn't funny. Like, people need verification right now, and they need someone to show that.
Wow.
Like, it's a very important thing, and it is a very big problem on Twitter. Like, as a part of my job, and Ross, you're aware as well, we help manage socials for people. They literally have hundreds of imposters per month that are
it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, it really truly is. And these imposters are scamming people out of money. And because Twitter's verification process is a complete joke, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, you have to know somebody at Twitter and be their best friend to get verification, or you have to be a congressman, or you have to be a journalist in a publication, or you don't get verified. Or a celebrity, I suppose. So basically 99.99% of us don't get to be verified. And so if you run a business, if you're a CEO, if you're somebody who has any level of influence, all kinds of people can just impersonate you and steal people's money. And it happens all the time. And so having badges could help with that process because verification is so busted.
Yeah, it's really asinine the way that they've handled verifications. I 100% agree with that. The next one, auto responses. See, this one, I get it for a lot of bigger accounts, but it really doesn't do much for me. Where you're able to write and set a menu of auto responses to use in replies. I can see where that would be beneficial when you're replying to a lot of accounts and you're getting a lot of the same answers and stuff like that. Or like if you if you post like a piece from an article or something and you want to be able to link the full article, it's easier to have that save reply in there. But overall, is just for like, as a creator, just communicating with my audience over social media and Twitter. I don't know. I feel like it almost takes away a little bit of a personal level to just go and hit the reply. I feel like it's a cheap way to acknowledge somebody.
Yeah, I don't like it either. For like a paid feature, this seems really lackluster. It's like a really niche use for customer support, and I feel like you could easily house your canned responses and copy paste them from something else. It's not like that cool of a feature. If it's lumped in with everything else, sure, but It's not something that like I'm super like sought after, in my opinion. I like customized responses as well. I agree with you, Ross.
Yeah. Hey, well, you get a lot of people that are replying to your tweets and stuff, just asking for like affiliate links and stuff like that. Would this even have any benefit for you?
Oh, yeah. So this feature would be massively beneficial for businesses in particular. So maybe not individuals like me, but for businesses that are looking to do customer support. So any like major business that has a customer support, like a CS handle, Blizzard CS, any gaming companies, software companies, tech companies, they need a way to be able to do proper auto response to reduce down their number of tickets, essentially, that come in from socials. A lot of these major companies probably get hundreds and hundreds of questions, legit questions per hour. And so being able to put in some auto responses to answer questions automatically could save them on labor and could get people answers that they want faster than waiting for a human being to reply. So for businesses, great. For individual people, it's a worthless feature.
Right. Okay. Because we've going through this quickly. Okay, so the next two, we'll move through these quickly because we want to get to Reddit and also TikTok. Social listening, you can see a conversation around your account on Twitter, including the total volume, the people and businesses who are talking about you the most often, and what they're saying. I don't know how this would look. I feel like you can already do this enough just by using Twitter's search feature.
It has something a little bit more robust, automated, and visual, though, would be interesting because there's so many third-party platforms out there that like try to do this, and some of them do it kind of well, but none of them do it great. I feel like Twitter could actually do it great. So if that were the case and they did do it great, then this would be amazing. This could be super useful and actually kind of kill the need possibly for third-party platforms in some cases, which I think anybody operating Twitter in terms of a brand suite, that would be nice. It'd be nice to be able to rule out some of those third-party platforms that we've had to kind of resort to because of Twitter and the way they do things.
Yeah. Brand surveys, you would be able to survey people about the ads you run and better understand if your ad was memorable and if people are likely to buy the products or services you featured. Perrin, you do a lot of advertising for your clients. Is this something that would be beneficial, or is this something, because we also know how Twitter works, we also can pretty much assume that most of the replies on "Do you like this ad?" is going to be no.
Yeah, these can be useful to help like dial into your audience more accurately. Facebook has these to great success for your conversion campaigns. So I think it's one of those now. It's like kind of a standard big boy advertising tool, and Twitter would be basically putting on the pants, I guess, or pulling them up at least if they had this. So yeah, I think they need this just to be like a bigger player in the advertising space, because it's a main feature now. Facebook has it. Twitter needs to have it too.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't. It's not that exciting. What's confusing me about all these potential features that Twitter subscriptions is considering rolling out is like, who's the audience for this? I guess it's just brands, I guess. Okay. I mean, I understand they're trying to do all these. They're considering Twitter subscriptions to make up for advertising revenue, and so perhaps all these features are just targeted towards brands, and they're going to miss out on the vast majority of their users who are not going to want to use these features because most of them are just trash for the average person. So
they have no benefit.
They have no benefit for the average person. I feel like they could make a lot of money if they did something like LinkedIn does, where you can get that big golden profile and, maybe some personal features that help you as an individual to drive a lot of your revenue. By giving like Twitter subscriptions, and you could do like a premium Twitter profile. So your profile, like your badge looks more awesome and stuff like that. They could make tens of millions of dollars a month selling something like that. So I don't know. Seems like they're kind of missing the mark as far as the average person. But I think a lot of brands, it would be like a mandatory subscription to buy a lot of these features. But none of them yet are Fuego. So is that it? Is that all of the features they're thinking about offering?
No, I'll run through this. Like there's a few more. I'm just going to run through them real quick. And one actually semi addresses what you just said. Custom stickers and hashtags, AWOL. You can create custom stickers and custom hashtags that include emojis. Now, are you in?
I like that one.
Yeah, I mean, that one's cool. Custom stickers and hashtags. That's cool. I'm not that excited about it, but I mean, it sounds okay. Like this is like, what's so silly about all of this is that like these features are ancient social media features that like every other platform already has. And so Twitter's like, we're thinking about these innovations of adding the emoji to, and like, it's like, what are you doing, man? Like Facebook's already got all this. YouTube's already got all this. Like Twitch already has all this. Like as far as like those types of features, like this isn't that interesting. Like, is Twitter planning on doing anything that's like Twitter specific? That would really help like Twitter users, like editing tweets, maybe?
No. Well, number one, that should be the number one thing that they put on there in if they're going to be adding a subscription service, the ability to edit tweets. That right there, that alone would make them just millions and millions of dollars. You could do away with all of this. The other ones, and then I want to throw it over to you guys for Reddit. Recruiting, able to connect open positions and recruit on Twitter, just like every other social media platform. And user roles, the ability to give different members of your organization access to your account in secure ways that doesn't involve sharing usernames and passwords. Also, another feature on literally every other social media account. So I agree. If we're going to do this at this point, just toss in editing. Like, just do it. Just toss in editing, get rid of the bullshit around it, and, just move forward, Twitter.
Why is Twitter asking people to pay money for these features? Like, these features are just basic features of a social media platform. Like, why is this paid? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just add this.
It doesn't make much sense. Like these things should just be included in the platform. But
now the education one there looked really interesting about pre-recorded classes and being able to sell live courses and stuff. That could be interesting for a very small select audience. So here's the deal. Twitter, Jack, if you're listening, here's what you need to do.
He is.
You ready? Jack, listen.
He totally is.
Okay. Yeah. Jack, for $9.99 a month, give people the ability to edit their tweets and then give them some sort of custom looking thing around their avatar that makes them look more premium. and like have them be able to select a circle around their avatar. And the longer they're a subscriber, the more and more elite the thing around their avatar will look. You will make $100 million a month. That's it. Is there anything else that we need to talk about here? Like the ability to edit tweets and make your avatar look better. Everybody will subscribe. Like at least like millions of people will subscribe.
Yeah, I mean, this education thing is really interesting. I would be one of the people that'd be down for it, but it's like you said earlier, nobody's sitting on Twitter for 10, 15 minutes watching a video. That's just not how Twitter works. It has never worked that way, and it's probably never going to work that way. So while I'm excited about some of these, the thing that excites me the more is that Twitter, whether we agree with it or not, they're actually making moves for once. So that excites me, and maybe they can
talking about making moves.
They're talking about making moves, and maybe adding that to their pipeline.
Keep them where they are.
Maybe adding that to their pipeline, maybe down the road, maybe. Like it's kind of like ramp.
Yeah, like we're not seeing this stuff this year, by the way. I want to be very clear about that. It's not even confirmed that we're seeing it. They're just kind of like putting out polls to gauge some interest in it. But either way, okay. Do you guys want to head over to Reddit?
Sure.
I know you had found some good stuff on Reddit that we need to talk about because it's a platform that I know I underutilize. I don't know, perhaps you guys do, but I think most people completely underutilize Edit, most content creators.
Yes, and so it looks like maybe Perrin has some numbers on Reddit that we can take a look at here. So let's
look at have some numbers. Yes, I do.
Whoa, Reddit overview. Perrin, walk us through these numbers so people understand what's going on Reddit. I mean, I have some anecdotal stuff to share, but give us the hard numbers first.
So this is back from January. So this is like very much right before coronavirus has hit. But the number of worldwide monthly active users was reported to be 430 million. Share of population age 13 plus that uses Reddit each month at 7.1%. Year-on-year increase in monthly active Reddit users was up 30%. That's huge. Number of new posts published almost 200 million, and the annual increase in comments 37%. So like the platform grew by a lot. I remember when we were talking about Reddit being so much more small than 430 million users. And if I hop over, I think real quick, we can see where they fit categorically into the hierarchy here of the rest of the platforms. And this is actually as of April, so they're still reporting the 430 number, but they're above Twitter, they're above Snapchat, but they're not quite up to TikTok level, which is actually like close to double their monthly active users. So that gives you an idea of where they fit in the tier, but they are in the top, 20, 10 or 20 here. So
that's pretty awesome. And, one thing I wanted to share about Reddit, and all of you guys should take notice of it. I mentioned it before, they give you the ability to make a proper profile on Reddit now. You can add your avatar, you can add a banner, you can add a description for yourself, and people can follow you on Reddit, which is a feature that we predicted would happen on the digital drop in 2018, and then it happened last year. Now on Reddit, the platform is getting completely dominated by video content and live content. So the PAN, or the public access network, well, I'll pull up on the screen right now. At any given point, there's 5,000 to 6,000 concurrent viewers watching whatever the top live stream is on Reddit. And so that can vary from a musician playing, a song, to petting cute kitty cats, to the ocean, whatever it is. And I've actually even seen bands play on Reddit using PAN and get like 5,000 concurrents and then drive traffic to the rest of their socials. Here's the live stream. I know you're like trying to pull it up right now. There it is. There you go. There's some girl in her room playing I don't even know what that is, a French bassoon. And she has 4,200 concurrents. So currently this girl in her bedroom, maybe that's her dorm room. Well, I don't know. Maybe, no, it's not her dorm room. I'm just kidding. COVID's ravaging colleges. But this right here, this girl has more concurrent viewers than 99.99% of gaming live streamers. And do you see how active the chat is? Do you see how phenomenal this is? Reddit Live is blowing up right now. So anybody with any skills can just jump on camera, entertain people, build an audience, and if you're smart, put your logo up in the corner on the back wall, whatever it may be, so that people can come check you out after that. They'll ask about your YouTube channel, and they'll also troll you in the comments as well. So Reddit's got a really fun community that's super trolly. I imagine that They're requesting a lot of songs from this girl who's playing right now, and they're probably asking her what's in her fridge. So it's a really ridiculous and hilarious community where they ask people to open up the refrigerator every live stream. It's like a meme right now on the platform. Anyway, you guys should consider Reddit for live content and live growth. I fired up a random live stream in my studio once, and I got like 450 concurrent viewers, and they all just wanted to know what was in my fridge. So it's a really interesting opportunity right now. Do not ignore Reddit. Reddit is the secret growth opportunity that nobody is taking advantage of except for girls that can play the French bassoon like a boss.
Did you have any luck? And I know you mentioned it, or did you have any luck, or did you see others have any luck actually taking people from Reddit off platform to another social media platform or another live streaming platform?
I don't know. I don't even know what to tell you there. Like, there is no metric you can measure to see who had luck. I don't know. So,
well, I just know it's easier on some platforms than on others. Like, you're not doing it. Like, we're not taking people on Twitter and sending them over to YouTube. Like, that's just not happening. So I didn't know if Reddit people were more susceptible to.
Yeah. So, I mean, within a subreddit, sure, people are willing, like, we can go into a whole episode about Reddit, but Reddit is way more complicated when it comes to driving traffic to something that's not on Reddit. So in the past, we've talked about it before, I've had success promoting YouTube videos through Reddit, which was incredible. Like, we generated like over 1 million views per video in Reddit, and like got big PR off of videos because we posted on Reddit and using a particular strategy. But in terms of going live right now and then knowing, does that grow your other socials? Nobody knows right now. That's not the point, actually. So the point is, can you go there and get a big audience and get attention? Can you just get attention at all? Like, that's the name of the game everywhere. Can you get attention where you're at right now? Everybody's so worried about driving traffic to other places. Can you just get attention where you're at? Like, stop flipping out about your YouTube channel and your Twitter and your Twitch, and like, see if you can get anybody's attention anywhere. That's what you should be focusing on. And Reddit is that opportunity right now. You can get hundreds, maybe thousands of people to watch you right now. Why are you freaking out about your Twitch? Just get their attention and get them to like you. They'll go find you somewhere else. Have them ask you where you're at. And then you can tell them, well, if you want to watch me after this live stream, I am streaming on Twitch, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that wasn't me going off on you, Ross. That's me going off on the collective internet of people that are freaking out about, like, when I look at a new social media platform, can I promote my YouTube channel from it? Is the first question they ask. No, the first question you should ask is, can I acquire a new audience here? Is it easy to acquire a new audience here? If the answer is yes, then go there. That's how you grow.
Fair enough. You didn't have to yell. Jeez.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, let's get to TikTok real quick, because we only got a couple minutes left. Speaking of staying on platform and not trying to take people to other platforms, TikTok, which may not even be a platform much longer, at least in the United States. It looks like the president of the United States gave TikTok, I believe, 45 days to actually sell this platform, and or else he's just going to straight up ban it in the United States. And he's going to ban it because they are kind of data mining a little bit. I actually don't know specifically what data that they are actually taking from you, but I mean, it's been proven that they are. I don't think it's anything like credit card numbers or anything like that, but they are. But TikTok is notorious for, kind of data mining people's accounts and selling that information. So essentially what's going to have to happen here is a lot of people are going to have to, unless Microsoft comes in and bids the highest and somehow buys it, even though TikTok is saying that that's not going to happen. They don't want to sell, but they're also not going to leave the United States. There are a lot of TikTok people, a lot of people who have made a good name for themselves, has brought a lot of fame, and actually built a career just out of TikTok alone. And now there is a very real chance that that's just going to be pulled away from them.
Yeah, TikTok's actually up here, like really, it grew, and it's right under Instagram, to give you an idea of how popular it became. So it losing its US influence would be a devastating blow to the platform, and would probably drop it down quite far down the list. So it's going to be in the best interest to figure out how to keep US consumers on the platform.
Yes, it is. And, in terms of whether Donald Trump can... and thank you for the comments, guys. I know our frame rates on our cameras are bad. We have to figure out what's going on there. Trying a new platform and it's not working. But anyway, Can Donald Trump actually ban TikTok? And the answer is no. He can't do that. So anybody who's worried about him banning TikTok, he can't actually do that. It's just a lie. It's like another lie tweet. So that's cool. Like, people on TikTok are like, what's going to happen to my career? And don't worry. The president can't actually ban TikTok. That's fake news. So, but that being said, if he can get momentum behind him and he can get Congress to agree and he can get other people to agree that it should be banned, then that can happen. And so he can use his influence as president from the bully pulpit to get things like this to happen. But sure, there's some security concerns around TikTok, and perhaps those could be resolved. But let's say Microsoft does acquire TikTok. Do you guys think that would be good for TikTok?
I mean, it's hard to say that it would be good when what they're doing right now is already working. I don't know if Microsoft bought it just for the sake of owning it and didn't come and make all their little changes, like try and connect it to like Xbox Live or make it their new mixer or whatever, then I think it could stay successful. But a lot of times, and I'm trying to think of some examples off the top of my head, but I know that when we see bigger companies come in and purchase smaller companies, a lot of times these smaller companies take a turn for the worse. Instagram was a case for that. When Facebook first bought Instagram, they didn't really do a whole lot with it that was impressive. In fact, I think for the first year or so after they bought it, it was actually down as far as like just overall engagement across accounts.
I think if Microsoft buys it, I think it's the best case scenario for them, mostly because Microsoft can clean the platform up in terms of its data mining issues. And Microsoft is actually positioning itself for some power plays this year. And I don't know, we could see this could be one of those. It would also set Microsoft up to be another bigger player, having a big social media network under its belt, because they currently, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't have any major players that are on this board right now. So having their own could be useful for them as a company. I don't know. I mean, it could go either way. I would rather, because of the Chinese ownership and the issues with censorship and data mining there, it would be better for U.S. consumers to have it be secured and operated by a U.S. corporation. But it's a corporation too. So I don't know. It could go either way on that one realistically. We have a little bit more time. Can we cover the effect of COVID-19 really quick on social media?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah, we only have a few minutes. I have to go.
Okay. So really quick, let's actually take a look at it from here. Increased usage. So obviously everyone's stuck at home during the coronavirus. Social media has increased usage, and you can see the detail of increased social volume by the different age graphic. Obviously, younger is using it more. As you can see here, 16 to 24-year-olds using it a ton more. 25 to 34-year-olds using it more as well. But it's basically like a 50% on average increase. We're using it like 50% more because we are stuck at home. And this has allowed social media platforms to flourish and see a lot more growth and a lot more activity, because it's one of our only ways of communicating and socializing in some cases.
Yep, that makes sense. I mean, obviously, social media would be used more because of COVID. The question, the issue, I think, for a lot of these social media companies is, yes, people are using their platforms more, but the revenue isn't there. And so advertising revenue is down across the board. And so these companies, we'll see if they have to downscale. People might be concerned, might be thinking, well, social media has never been better. The revenue isn't necessarily ever been better for these companies. So we'll see what happens. It's good to report higher user growth and engagement, quote unquote. But if the revenue is not there, companies like Twitter and Facebook and the rest could be suffering significantly as a result. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I mean, these companies, can't necessarily run off of growth numbers alone, especially when they're publicly traded. So the ones that are pre-acquisition can talk about growth numbers, but once you're acquired and you're on the public markets, all investors care about is how much money you're making. User growth is cool. That can help the stock go up. But at the end of the day, are you making money? Do you have a path to profitability? I don't know. Those are questions that become important. So we'll see what happens there. What do you guys think?
I think that's exactly why Twitter is introducing all of this. And I don't think it's even like they're trying to hide it at this point. They added a good number of users, but their income, just like you said, the amount of profit they're making has gone down drastically, mainly because people don't have the money to spend with advertisement. Facebook, I just saw they added 100 million more people last quarter, or maybe it was so far this year. Either way, over the past short amount of time, there's been 100 million people added to the platform, and you're still seeing stuff all the time about how their ad rates are going up because they don't have advertisers that can actually advertise with them. So it's a really good point to say that the amount of users in the long term looks good, but it really doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything towards investors unless it's lining their pocket.
Yeah, that makes sense. Perrin's pulling up another cool graph here on our state of socials. Increased social media usage by country. So what are you seeing here, Perrin?
So, I mean, if you look at the difference, the average is about 50%, like I said. So I think a good like overall assessment is we're using social media 50% more. But by country, I expected the US to be higher up here, but potentially because we didn't do a second lockdown and we didn't really do a great job at the first one, we are actually lower on the increased social media usage than other countries. The Philippines being number one at 64%, and Japan and Germany being the lowest at 26 and 23%. It's interesting to see how that spread occurs, and because of COVID-19 and what is going on in each different country, why that might have been the case. So yeah, USA lower than I might have suspected, or maybe not because of the way that we've handled things here in this country. Yeah, other than that, not too surprising here in this one.
Ross, take us out of here, buddy.
That was it. That was your daily drop for the day. Full replay is on YouTube. If you missed it and just want to see us again, subscribe to the audio version on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, anywhere podcasts that are available. We will be back tomorrow. Happy creating, creators.